Raise your fist to the air. Tunes Brothers everywhere. Rockin' loud, feel the sound. Tunes Brothers smashing ground. Whoa, rebels with guitars in hand. Raise your fist. Raise your fist.
Welcome back into Tunes Brothers. I tried to cue some music here, and yeah, it's not working.
We hear it. I hear it.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Well, goddamn.
It was
all right.
playing.
Well, I wonder then. Let me check something here. Yeah, I can't hear any. Did you hear that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, the punch.
You were slapping Tom.
What the fuck is going on?
Why?
Here?
What did I do?
Hey, Tom, why don't you fix your background while Rob's fixing his stuff?
Just existing.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and discuss. I got to figure something out. Scott, what do we got here?
I like the haircut, Tom.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Dave.
There you go.
Now you
boy.
got it. That's it.
My boy run his ass off, bro, till he didn't have nothing left in that race. Did you watch the end of it?
Yeah, I was just wondering what happened to all the Fords.
I don't know, man. Maybe they just ain't for the road courses, man. They're for the high speed, you know.
I must admit, it looks funny watching NASCAR go different ways.
I see you've
Oh,
upgraded
really?
bathrooms, Lewis.
What?
I see you've
Oh.
upgraded bathrooms.
I'm on the highlight.
You're now shitting in the living room?
Sitting in the living room.
It's a beautiful piano you've got there too, Louis.
Oh, yeah. At first, I thought it was a hotel lobby or something, which it could still be. I have no idea
Oh,
what
so
it is.
that's not your house.
Oh, hell no. I don't live in that kind of luxury.
I was disappointed. I thought that's how you live.
Oh, no. I live a very, very basic couple bedrooms, apartment with a kitchen and one bathroom.
Could you, shut up?
No.
Okay, I've got everything fixed. That's a hell of a bathroom you got there, Lewis.
I know.
That's what I said.
Okay, sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties on a live stream is always what I look for. Welcome into Tunes Brothers. We've got an exciting one tonight, and I set this one up specifically to piss off Scott. So, Scott, why don't you tell him what we got going here?
All right. We've got going on here, which you can see in the backgrounds, and now we got it up front. Yeah. Two of the most iconic albums ever put on wax, period. This is my world. Since the inception of both of these albums have existed, I've lived them. Now, I came along 2 or 3 months after Rock and Roll Over is when I got it. So, with the exception of 2 or 3 months, I've been listening to it ever since. AC/DC, 1980, Back in Black. I've been living it ever since. 2 albums that absolutely is insanely hard, especially for me, because there's nothing I don't know about these albums here, and I love them both. These are the albums. This is albums right here that artists make that hardly ever you get to recapture the perfection on albums like this. And that's my opinion. So, yeah, AC/DC Back in Black, Kiss Rock and Roll Over, which is my entry point into everything metal, rock. So this is very interesting. I just going with it. So,
Darren.
Yeah. I thought this was an interesting matchup. between these two albums, and I kind of had a suspicion that you had done this to get under Scott's skin a little bit, see which way he would to go. Just like, every morning he flips a quarter and figures out which way he's going to go for the day.
Yeah.
I've always been a more casual fan of AC/DC and Kiss for that matter. I've obviously listened to much more Kiss. The hits from AC/DC definitely I know really well. Rock and Roll Over, I would probably put in my top 10 favorite Kiss albums, somewhere probably in the second half, 6 through 10, somewhere in there. But this AC/DC album, it's like the second best-selling rock album of all time, and for a good reason. So we'll see how things turn out, though.
Fair enough. Tom?
Well, I call conspiracy on both me and Scott's part because we both got two of the greatest bands in history. One of them being one of the best-selling albums of all time, and a album I used to stay up all night as a little kid listening to on a CD player, which would be Rock and Roll Over. So this is going to be interesting.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah, well, this is my favorite AC/DC album, but it's not my favorite Kiss album, so it's interesting to see.
Uh-oh.
No, well, so I like the album. Don't worry, but it's not my favorite Kiss album.
Mine
But it's
either.
by far my favorite AC/DC album. And I
Mine
didn't
either,
listen
but
to
I know it's one of Scott's. So
yeah. Well, there's some iconic songs on that album.
and
I didn't
honestly,
listen to-
I'm just looking forward to the track 10 showdown for Scott.
Oh,
I didn't listen to Rock and Roll Over again because I've heard it so often. I don't need to listen to it anymore. But I did listen to Back Black again. It reminds you how good an album this was.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've got to stick up for my countrymen and just say, as far as a rock album goes, this is pretty much top tier. So it'll be interesting. Yes.
Yeah, I was telling Scott when he had me do AC/DC for the first time, I'd never listened to the Back in Black album. I just heard the releases. And when I listened to it, I liked it. And when I went back and listened to it again, I liked it even more. So, yeah. Lewis, you said you were excited. You had a lot to say.
Yeah, these two albums, obviously the Back in Black being the bigger seller and everything, and for good reason. The sound quality, engineering is so much superior to Rock and Roll Over. Rock and Roll Over, I have to go based on the songs that I enjoy and how they played the songs. But Eddie Kramer is kind of a mixed bag of producer. He's not always that great. His best work is Alive and Love Gun. Those have the best sound quality. He engineered also, of course, this album, Double Platinum, Live 2, and Alive 3. And he also did their demo for them. And I don't like the sound of Alive 3 because there's a video out called Kiss Alive 3 in Detroit. It's live on stage. And you can hear Paul does not have that horsey, raspy voice. Or at least not as much. So it's obvious they went into the studio with that Alive 3 and redid the whole thing. And there's songs on there that they never played during that tour. But I digress. So back to the two albums we're talking about. It's going to be, I don't say which way it's going to go, but this is for me. Rock and Roll Over is kind of an A and B tier list for me across the board, where AC/DC is a mix of A plus and maybe C minus to D and a mix of songs. So it's going to be interesting to see which ones I'm going to choose at what point. That's all I have for now.
All right. Well, Rock and Roll Over was never one of my favorite Kiss albums until I met Scott. And we kept revisiting this thing on several videos for different reasons. And I've really grown to like it much more than I ever did, even back in my childhood days. But again, Back in Black, the damn good album. So this was fun for me too. So we'll see where it goes. Scotty?
Okay. Now, what are we doing first? Are we going to do our song things, or
Put it to a vote. I don't care. We can do the track by track winner, or we could say which album we like better because, whatever. Louis, you had your hand up.
Track by track, starting with track 1 down to track 10 on both albums. That's the way we can do this.
I think if you give the synopsis first, it'll kind of ruin the suspense on the track by track.
yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
Sheldon Cooper's got a good idea there, so we'll go ahead, Scott. Start with your track
Oh.
1 winner.
Track 1 winner, Hell's Bells versus I Want You. And both of them, I love. And it's I Want You for me on that track because that's probably my favorite Kiss song of all time and or second. I mean, that's how much I love that fucking song. And any album that comes up against Rock and Roll Over is really going to have to be a Back in Black album to me. That's how high regard I hold it. But I love Hell's Bells. There's nothing on these albums that I do not love. I may list the songs in order like we have to when we rank the songs. I mean, you got no choice, but that's got nothing to do with how I feel about the albums overall. And these are two of my favorite albums of all time. So it like I said, this ain't gonna be easy, but I Want You definitely fell in the right spot for this one. So that's my number 1.
All right. For me, this was a tale of two beginnings. Hell's Bells is a good song.
Yeah.
But the album would be twice as short if you took off the intro to Hell's Bells. I think it's too long. I Want You. I love that complex opening. It starts off at a slower tempo with the acoustic and then kicks in, and Paul does a bang up job. This one was probably one of the easier selections for me, and it's I Want You. That was the winner for me.
What's the matter, Scott?
I don't know. I got a ghost running in and out here, or my cat's opening and shutting the door because it's slamming. We're supposed to have some storms come through here tonight. Maybe the wind's blowing. See, my cats, they let themselves in and out. I just leave the back door open, leave the screen door ajar, and they just open it, and that way I don't have to open the damn door.
They use a jar to open the door?
Huh?
They use a jar to open the door?
Who said it's off? Hey, that was Darren said it. No, I don't use a jar. But I understand what yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Tom.
Your
All
door.
right.
And somebody stole your battery.
Hey man, it's a lights on. Tommy.
I Want You or Hell's Bells. One song you can literally walk out of from any arena where you be a fighter, a hockey player, or a wrestler. Another song has a destructive, to me, a very soothing guitar intro with Paul's powerful voice. One of many, very hard decisions I'm going to make tonight. I'm going to go with Hell's Bells.
All right. Dave.
Well, unlike Darren, I actually love the intro to Hell's Bells. I think it just builds the tension into that song.
Too.
It's a great opening track, but I Want You is just, the way Paul delivers that song is just second to none, and it's always been my favorite song on the album. So Hell's Bells is not my favorite song on Back in Black, so I Want You gets the tick. We got there, Rob.
Yo. Yeah, boy, it's really amazing. When I used to do best ofs, Hell's Bells was included initially, but every time I revisit AC/DC, and Hell's Bells gets dropped off the list and everything. So it's obvious I'm going to pick I Want You. Like I said, it's more, just Hell's Bells is, I enjoy it on the live album. I mean, it's good on Back in Black and the 1992 live, both good both ways. But, it's like, it's something about Hell's Bells for me. I have to be in the mood to really enjoy it. Like time on my hands, nothing else to do, whatever, in the car driving on a long trip as part of many other AC/DC songs. But for just a cold listen between the two, I Want You reigns supreme.
Okay. I think both songs have a great intro. Hell's Bells intro is my favorite part of the song. The rest of the song, I've never been, I don't want to hate it, but I've never really understood the big deal. It kind of is just slow and plodding. But I Want You, on the other hand, just rips your face off. Some of Paul's strongest work. So yeah, that one was easy for me.
So it's a 5-4 for Kiss. I mean, 4-1 for Kiss.
5-1.
5-1. You're right.
And you can't go wrong on any of these songs. Though. I mean, either way you go, it's yeah. All right. Number 2. Go ahead and read them. Make sure I do the right one. Oh shit.
Is it important?
No, I just canceled it.
Okay.
Number 2 is it Giving a Dog a Bone?
Shoot the Thrill.
Shoot the Thrill.
Shoot the Thrill.
Oh, okay. I'm one ahead. Oh God, Shoot the Thrill against Take Me. Now,
I think Scott's just deciding on the fly here.
yeah, I am. I know these albums so damn good. I know these songs so damn good, man. I didn't need much prep, but I did listen to them. I thought they're always in shuffle. I don't know if I said it in my intro, but these are 2 albums that have been in my playlist and since they came out. They're not, I'm always in touch with these albums, regardless. So I love both these songs. Again, here we go. I had a 45 single of Dr. Love back in the day, and Take Me was on the B-side. And of course, I love the song. And what can you say about the musicianship on Rock and Roll Over, and Paul and Gene and Peter's voice on this album, man? They're all phenomenal, man. But Shoot the Thrill is iconic. I mean, this song here is absolutely AC/DC to the core. A staple. I don't know if it was when it came out. It may have been since then, but I know it has been for years. Soundtracks for movies. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. But a very powerful song, breakdown, the tribal drums in the breakdown, just the, Angus playing. Shoot the Thrill's going to get this one. I'm not going to say by much, but I do enjoy it better than Take Me. I do love Take Me, but it's not as good as Shoot.
All right. Yeah, they're I mean, Take Me is a very good song. Again, I really enjoy Rock and Roll Over. But for me, this really wasn't a contest. I think Shoot the Thrill is by far the better song. again, it's going up against one of the most recognized albums in the world. It's about the only thing Australia got right. Sorry, I'm just picking on you, Dave.
Fighting
No,
word.
Shoot to Thrill is a great song. So yeah, for me, this one wasn't difficult either. It beats Take Me all day.
All right. Man. You know,
You guys go ahead. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I
I've
won't
got stuff.
sugarcoat it, man. I won't sugarcoat it. Shoot the Thrill is a kick-ass fucking song, and Take Me is, to me, in my opinion, an overlooked song, especially played live. But that's, man, I have to give it to Shoot the Thrill. When I think about it long enough, I have to take it on Shoot the Thrill. It's just, it's too badass of a song to pass up.
Dave.
I've got the Bombers coming. I'm sending them over to you, Darren, for that comment. If you lived here, you wouldn't say that.
I've always wanted to visit. I mean, because I think Australia is beautiful. So I was just twisting the knife a little bit. I have nothing.
That's all right. I understand you were just trying to get at me. Everything everyone else has said. Take Me is not one of my favorite songs on Rock and Roll Over. Shoot the Thrill is just top tier. Shoot the Thrill quite easily for me on this one.
Louis.
Okay. Well, here's time for a more Louis self-promotion.
Oh, good.
Oh, God.
You should listen to my Kiss Alive 2, which has the most awesome version of Take Me. Beats the Rock and Roll Over album version by a mile. And the way I add a little bit of Paul's talking into the song that's not initially there, it's a master work, which you guys should really listen to. It's better than I Kiss Alive 2. But we're talking out this album, the Rock and Roll album versus Shoot the Thrill from Back in Black. Now, this is the AC/DC that I love. This is playlist material for me. Much as I like both songs, but like I said, for this, that recording of Take Me kind of hampers how you feel about it. It's very thin. Shoot the Thrill, the winner, far and away. Awesome song. I love it.
All right. Not a big fan of either of these songs. They're both okay. I always thought Take Me was extremely overrated by Kiss fans. I like the guitar riff, but I find Shoot the Thrill a little boring, especially when it comes time for the chorus. It just doesn't offer much as far as wanting you to sing along or throw a fist in the air. So at the end of the day, I got to come back down to musicianship, and Take Me wins it. And we're waiting for Scott. There he is.
Doesn't love us anymore.
Now it's going to fuck up my order.
I hope you can flip it. Oh, just there.
Who was second?
I was.
Yeah, Darren was second. And Tommy was third.
Then Dave, then Louis, then you.
That way?
No.
That
There
way.
you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so everybody but me took Shoot to Thrill. I took Take Me.
Another 4-1.
Oh, okay.
5-1 AC/DC. Very interesting.
Okay.
So it's number
All
3
right.
to you,
Number
Scott.
3. Now, this is giving the dog a bone, right?
What you do for
Nope.
money, honey? What do you do for money,
Let
honey?
me do, yeah, okay.
Versus
I don't
Dr.
have them right in front of me right now, so. But okay, and Dr. Love.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh,
I love it when a plan comes together.
I'm draw on this one.
You can't do
no
that.
draw. No draw.
Flip a coin if you can't make your mind. Make up your mind.
Son of a bitch, man. Both of those songs are freak. I think when last time we done Back in Black, I think this was my number one song on there. God, I love this song. I love Dr. Love too. Damn, that was my favorite Gene song on our Gene thing. Second favorite, I think, on Rock and Roll Over. Oh, fuck. Look, either way, there's nothing wrong with either one of these songs. Nothing at all. But I've got to go with Dr. Love because
Wow.
that's my favorite Gene song of all time. And the first song I ever heard by Kiss, we're going to go with a little nostalgia on this because those are too damn good going against each other that it's damn near impossible. I have to use something. I love both of those. So, but Dr. Love's going to edge it out on my end.
Okay. Well, I am the complete opposite. I have never been a big fan of Calling Dr. Love. That song could have been on Monster and come in last.
Whoa.
Oh, God.
Whoa. Scott's having a cardiac arrest.
And AC/DC, for that matter, could have been doing Mouth and McNeil remakes and still won.
Wow.
So I'm going with What Do You Do for Money, Honey?
Holy sheep shit.
I did not know he felt like that. Do now, though.
See, the Monster comment may have been a little bit overzealous.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it has never been my favorite song.
That's their words. But anyway, yeah. Okay.
Do I have to at that point?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Absolutely. I had to.
Somebody get Scott life support.
I'm giving my money to AC/DC because I'm not a big fan of Calling Dr. Love myself. I prefer it live, and even live, it's not that good.
Wow.
You just thought you were Dr. Love, Scotty. I think that's why I like that song so much.
I used to be. Not anymore.
That it just gets so much overplayed for me. It's just I'm just drawn out for that song so much.
It's a boring song.
It is. It really is. It's slow.
You guys are killing Scott.
It's slow. It's so slow.
Boring. Wicked solo. Peter's drumming. Freaking Gene sings his ass off.
I hear better shit out of the tin can.
Oh my God.
But I can't say nothing against the song it's going against, so there you go.
Dave.
Now, don't you love it when the casual Kiss fans pipe in?
Yep.
No contest, Calling Dr. Love easily.
Oh,
We're back
there
on
you go,
track.
Scott.
We're back on track.
wow.
Louis.
Okay. Down Under took the words right out of my mouth. No contest. Dr. Love. The What Do You Do for Money is not one of my favorite AC/DC songs at all. It would never be on a playlist. Dr. Love would be on a playlist. And like I said, the intro may sound simplistic and everything, but once it gets going, it's great. And the way they got that like sound of like the way the guitars chime during that instrumental break, bam, whatever, it just it's got like a James Bond theme song quality to it, like from a James Bond movie with the lady refrains of Calling Dr. Love or whatever, or the feminine vocal voice, and then the other voice, like, Calling Dr. Love, It's like, what's not to love about that song? Everything is great. So Calling Dr. Love wins on my end.
Yes, Scott.
The chick backup singers work in that song spectacular. That's the perfect backup vocals for chicks in that song.
Out of all the Kiss songs, for backup chick singers, you pick that one?
Yes.
Okay. Truth be told, I was never a big Dr. Love fan either. I like it, but it was one of those where the two always got played up. Dr. Love and for some reason Christine 16, and I always preferred Christine 16 on the compilation albums and stuff. That being said, What You Do for Money, Honey might be one of my favorite AC/DC songs ever. That is such a strong fucking chorus. His vocals are just killer on that chorus. So that gets my nod over Dr. Love.
So we have a tie, 3-3.
Awesome.
Number 4 to you, Scott.
Number 4 to me. All right, we got Ladies' Room. Correct?
Yep.
Giving the dog a bone.
Giving a dog a bone, finally. Okay. Wow. This is kind of giving the dog a bone. There's nothing on either one of these albums that are fucking bad to me. There's a weak point here and there's a weak point there. The weak point probably on this album to me is Giving a Dog a Bone. And I know everybody's not crazy about Ladies' Room, but I do love it. I wished it would have had a different solo in it, but outside of that, I got to go with Ladies' Room on this one. This one's not as hard for me. Like I said, I love Giving a Dog a Bone, but it may be my least favorite track on the album. And that's not saying it's bad at all, of course. But I've always loved Ladies' Room. I've always dug the song. So I'm going to Ladies' Room.
All right. Yeah, Ladies' Room, Gene at his pervy best. Giving the Dog a Bone is, in my opinion, one of the weaker tracks on a very strong album from AC/DC. So I also chose Ladies' Room.
Tom.
Okay, to me, both these songs are kind of weak for both albums. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Ladies' Room.
Dave.
Yeah, well, I mean, a song about caring for your dog. What a great song. That's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, you got it. Yep, caring for your canine. It was definitely
I much
something.
prefer to do that than go in a ladies' room. So I'm going to be different. I am actually going with Giving the Dog a Bone because I prefer to give the dog a bone than to go into the ladies' room.
Oh, okay. Meet Mitchell in the ladies' room. That's what I used to think it said. Meet Mitchell in the ladies' room.
Or Green Creatures in the ladies' room. Okay, Dave, I think that the ladies' room is supposed to be that you would go to the ladies' room and wait for the girls, so that way no other guys are in there. That's why you
Full
go
of
to the ladies'
transgenders these
room.
days.
Yeah, that's got those people too. Anyway, but between the two, I love both songs. I love the groove of Ladies' Room and that. But to me, Giving the Dog a Bone is another AC/DC playlist song for me. Whatever that's got that cool groove and hook to it. I love it.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna pick Giving the Dog a Bone.
it's got a good groove. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well, Ladies' Room's a terrible song. I've always disliked this song on a live too or on the studio track. Couldn't care less. That being said, Given the Dog a Bone might be the dumbest fucking AC/DC song I've heard. Horrible, horrible fucking repetitive chorus. So just by default of less shitty, Ladies Room takes this one.
Wow. Now that's 4-2.
I was going to say that it does. That's one of the repetitive. Now, AC/DC can do that a lot.
Ridiculously Given the Dog a
Yeah.
Bone. Did you tell about me?
Yeah.
Fucking nursery school?
You know,
Terrible.
when you
Yeah.
give a dog a bone, you have to be quite repetitive.
All right. We've got Baby Driver against, is it Let Me Put My
Yes.
Love? Oh, shit.
Full disclosure, this is nowhere near one of my favorite Kiss albums, so I don't give a shit. I'm just taking pleasure in Scott's anguish.
Yeah. Not to take anything away from Peter Criss, man, and his vocal ability on this song. Jesus Christ. I've always loved Baby Driver. I know a lot of people don't. I think it's one of his most powerful Black Diamond vocal songs.
What?
Anyway, Ghosts. But Let Me Put My Love Into You is absolutely fucking fantastic. I absolutely forgot about song from the band that I don't know if they've ever even played the damn thing live or not. I'm sure they may have back in the day. One of the Filthy 15 songs.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Crazy as it is, it was. But I love that damn song. And I've got to go with AC/DC on this one.
Okay.
Fantastic song. Both of them are, but I've got to go with AC/DC with this one.
All right. Yeah, Scott kind of alluded to it. For me, anyway, I am one of the individuals that I was never a big fan of the song Baby Driver. But on the flip side, I have enjoyed Let Me Put My Love Into You. This one was a no contest from the beginning. I had no problem selecting AC/DC's song over Baby Driver.
Okay.
All right, for me, Baby Driver. I love Peter Criss's voice on this. It was a song I'd put on repeat on the CD, and I'd fall asleep to it. So that
That's kind
one,
of an insult to the song, though, isn't it?
no, not really. I mean,
It
Fair enough.
soothes him and makes him comfortable.
4 or 5-year-old.
Who could it be now for you, Dave?
Well, another AC/DC song with great depth in their lyrics. I do like Baby Driver. I always have. I don't know whether that's because I was young when I first heard it, but it's always been a song that I enjoy. Let Me Put My Love Into You. I don't know. It's a bit meh. Probably one of my least favorite songs on their album. So Baby Driver gets the vote.
Lewis, any paid promotions for this one?
No paid promotion for this one.
Go ahead.
Or unpaid promotion.
Unpaid, yeah.
Anyway, when I got the Rock and Roll Over album, Baby Driver at the time was my least favorite and for many years, but I thought it was like almost as good as the rest of the songs, but not quite as good. But now, for me, that is like my favorite song on the whole album. It just edges out all the other ones. There's something about that song. It's got a catchy hook groove and it's so fun to listen to. And Let Me Put My Love Into You was never a song I really cared for. So it's obvious Baby Driver is the winner for me on this.
Okay, for me, Baby Driver was always a good song, nowhere near my favorite Peter songs. But if you're Johnson coming up against Chris vocally, you better bring Back in Black or you're going to get destroyed. Between Peter Chris's strong vocals and Ace's guitar work in this thing, what this comparison has done for me, and clearly to anybody with ears, if they're being honest, is put to bed. And pay attention, everybody who thinks I hate Ace Frehley. Head and fucking shoulders the player over Angus Young. Maybe not anymore, but in his prime, it's not even close. Listening to these two albums solo after solo through these songs, it's not even fucking close. Ace absolutely in his prime, but Peter Criss wins this one just for the vocals alone.
That's 4-2, I believe.
Yeah.
Unless I miscounted.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I love the song too, man. And two of my favorite guitarists too going up against each other here. So, all right, we're on side 2 with Back in Black and Love 'Em, Leave 'Em.
I'm expecting a clean sweep here. Am I wrong?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I look, guys. Love 'Em, Leave 'Em is spectacular. It's great. It's fucking rocking, dude. But it's not Back in Black, man. I mean, I'm not that damn stupid. Back in Black, dude. I mean, I can't say nothing else about it, dude. It's perfect. It's a tribute to Bond, and it's the perfect one. Great song, man. Has been, ever stood the test of times, man. Never gets old. One of those songs that I never get tired of hearing. But it's going to beat Love 'Em, Leave 'Em. I can't even put Love 'Em, Leave 'Em up against that. Personally, I could, but in the real world, there's no way. And I like Back in Black better.
If you were to redo the tracks to even put up the strongest song on Rock and Roll Over up against Back in Black, it might be closer. Yeah, I Want You might win against Back in Black in my book, but going up against Love 'Em, Leave 'Em, Back in Black wins hands down.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Back in Black is just such an overpowering song on the album itself. Compared to the other songs on Rock and Roll Over, I see it having a hard time, to me, in my opinion, against Mr. Speed. But that's just my opinion.
Okay. Dave?
Yeah, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em was my theme tune growing up. Because that's what you should do.
Yes.
It's much easier. No, it's a no contest. Back in Black is iconic. Like everyone said, it's a track that just doesn't get old. I dare anyone to skip it when it comes on. So just, yeah, easy.
Lewis.
Oh, boy. Here we go. I'm going to turn the tables on this one. I never liked Back in Black. I didn't think it was that good of a song. It's too slow and plodding. The only good thing about the song is the instrumentals fade off at the end, that's probably the groovy part about it. But I think Love 'Em, Leave 'Em is a freaking way cooler song. It's got a better story to tell and all that with that lead, the fucking breakdown of the instrumental break and everything. And I just, I know Back in Black's this big iconic song and everything, and I'm well aware of its notoriety and popularity and everything. But for listening and enjoyment, I'm going to enjoy Love 'Em, Leave 'Em more.
I admire your confidence, not your logic, but definitely your confidence.
We finally got we've had 0 to 2 viewers.
Music Fan 108. I watch his channel. Hey.
Oh, there you go. He says
How you
2
doing?
great albums, a perfect track-by-track album battle. Well, thanks for being the only person with eyeballs. I'm going to stop doing this live because apparently people don't care. What was I saying? I don't even fucking remember.
Back
What are we
in
doing?
black and
Oh, Back in
Lonely.
Black versus fucking Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. This is why I kind of agree with Lewis why track by track is unfair. You're putting one of the most iconic rock anthems ever against a song that anybody who isn't a serious Kiss fan wouldn't even fucking know. Now, some of those songs that people don't know are great songs. This is a good song. Has no business fighting in this weight class. Back in Black all day long. That's not even fucking close.
Fellow Kiss
Okay.
fans, I tried.
Hey, I love the song. Ace's solo is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good song, but my God, we're talking another stratosphere here.
Right. Even
That
with all the
surprises.
overplay,
And I'm with Darren. Short of I Want You, Back in Black beats every song on this fucking album without even thinking about it.
No.
I Want You's the
No,
only
well,
one that
not-
I would choose. I Want You, I would choose 10 out of 10 times over Back in Black, not the rest of them.
Okay. We got Mr. Speed, right?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good song. It's not Back in Black.
We got Mr. Speed against Shook Me All Night Long.
There you go. No,
Now,
yeah,
yes, that's right.
yes, yes.
now, this is going to be, I may be probably only one. I love You Shook Me All Night Long. That is their biggest hit to date. And really what drove this album to its success, to be honest with you. One of the only AC/DC songs in history that they've ever made that I am tired of. I mean, dude, this song, and it's still a great fucking song. I mean, it's a rocking ass song, bro. Video and all. I mean, I love it. But Mr. Speed has always been one of those songs on a Kiss album that I've always loved. I love everything about the damn song. I would have loved to have heard them play this live just for the hell of it, man. Just to shock people, for God's sake. I got to go with Mr. Speed because I've always been a true blue Mr. Speed fan, and I love Shook Me All Night Long, but the repetitive freaking hearing it since 1980, dude, so many times it falls in the category with rock and roll all night being played. So it's overkill with me, but not to take away from the brilliance of the song. But Mr. Speed's going to win this one for me.
When I first put the track lists side by side and looked at the individual fights, this is one that stood out to me as being one of the more difficult. And I will say it's the only one that I allowed the overplay to come into my decision-making process. And for that reason only, well, I shouldn't say that reason only, because Mr. Speed is a great song. It's one of my favorites off of this album. But I'm also taking Mr. Speed.
All right, for me, you got two, to me, iconic guitar riffs. One being Mr. Speed, one being You Shook Me All Night Long. Man, Mr. Speed's one of those guitar riffs that you, as a guitar player, it's like an awesome, fun song to play on guitar. So, You Shook Me All Night Long. But being overplayed and not getting enough play, Mr. Speed wins by a long shot.
Down under.
It's just,
Well, I have to disagree with everything the Top Roger said. I don't listen to the radio. I haven't listened to the radio for 15 years, so overplay is certainly not an issue for me. To me, You Shook Me All Night Long is just one of those iconic classic rock songs. I love Mr. Speed, I really do, but yeah, I just can't give it to Mr. Speed. I've got to go with AC/DC on this one. The planes are coming again.
Hey, music fans been saying a lot of intelligent stuff. Respect. Okay. You Shook Me All Night Long, or Shook Me All Night Long, whatever the correct title is, was my gateway song into AC/DC. Before that, I heard that song, The Jack, and I did not like The Jack because talking about repetitive songs. She got the jack, but she got the jack, she got the jack, she got the jack. But back to You Shook Me All Night Long. It's not a song I hate, but I've learned to love so many other AC/DC songs that eventually I dropped it off my playlist. So Mr. Speed is the winner. Not only because I like it better, but Paul's vocals and the backup harmonies with Paul and Gene together and all that, and the groove of the song and everything. Not to take away from You Shook Me All Night Long, but Mr. Speed is the song of choice.
Okay. I have to go back to music fans' previous comment because it's a reoccurring theme with most of you. Back in Black is a great song, a lot overplayed. Okay. I know we're not talking about Back in Black, but every one of you, except Lewis, I think, used repetition overplay as one of your factors. Now, I agree with that when you're saying track 1 through 10 of this artist's album, which is your favorite song, why one drops because you've heard it too much. That's not what this is for me. This is which song is better, regardless of how many fucking times you've heard it, or if you're sick of it, period. As if you heard it for the first time, which song is better. That's what I'm taking out of it. And to me, that is Mr. Speed 100%. You Shook Me Out on whatever the hell it's called. Always was annoying to me. Like Here I Go Again for fucking Whitesnake. One of those contrived on purpose, trying to make a sing-along song to get on the radio, to get out of the stereotype you have of a heavier band. And you want to, yes, they both have cool intros. You Shook Me All Night Long on a scale of 1 to 10 for difficulty is a 2. Mr. Speed is like a 7 and fucking way more fun to play. The song is way better groove. And again, when you're coming down to details, if it's going to come to vocals, Paul Stanley's going to wipe the floor with fucking Johnson 10 out of 10 times. So I can't find any reason whatsoever to take You Shook Me All Night Long, other than if your person's not a Kiss fan. That would be the only reason I could see.
I didn't mean to say repetition because the repetition on that song is not bad for me.
No, I used repetition. What I meant was overplay. Overplay to me shouldn't come into it when you're saying which song is better. It's not which one you're in the mood for now or which one you're sick of hearing. It is which is a better crafted song. Like I take it as yes, because overplay kills me with 50% of Kiss's catalog. But same can be said with AC/DC. I mean, virtually every one of their hits you are going to hear at any given time, any day on any radio station, no different. So for something like this, I clearly want to just say, all right, I'm hearing them for the first time. Which song is better? Take any bias out of it. take hatred for this band or that band or whatever, and just song versus song.
But
And to me, that's just the way I do it.
For having done some of the AC/DC albums with the two of you, you and Scotty, I mean, obviously I didn't have to sit through as many as you did, Rob, but that was one thing that I found out, right? Other than the hits and a few other songs here and there that came as surprises, for me, I was probably, 40-60, where, I'm definitely not the biggest fan of AC/DC. I don't think they necessarily have bad songs, just songs that aren't as good as their massive hits. I can't say the same thing with Kiss, right? I mean, again, having been more of a casual Kiss fan, the more I listened to their other albums other than just the hits, there was a lot of good songs that I hadn't heard before, right?
See, and you saying that means I'm not crazy, because I'm in that camp too, and I know Scott's not, and that's fine. A lot of people have love for a lot of bands. I don't. I love AC/DC's hits, but there was a handful or so of songs I never knew from AC/DC that I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And Scott knows what they are. We did the list.
Yeah.
But I always thought maybe my eternal bias from being a 5-year-old introductory Kiss fan to them being my favorite band till I'm 51 made me think their non-release stuff was as good as it was. So hearing somebody who hasn't been a diehard say that you don't find that just their hits are the good stuff, that's cool. That's refreshing for me.
Right. And as far as I did say repetition has hurt that song over time, as far as You Shook Me All Night Long, but it was never one of my favorites anyway. It's not a horrible song by any means.
No, I just wanted to make the distinction because I wanted to make it clear for the first time, I'm not letting that sway me, because this isn't favorite on an album. This is song versus song. I kind of want to just keep it as pure as that. That's just the way I'm approaching it. It doesn't matter how you guys approach it. I just wanted to be clear that everybody kind of seen, yeah, it's a great song, but I've heard it too much. Well, it's song versus song, not do you want to hear it today, to me.
Yeah, well, regardless, my pick's going to be the song that I like best,
Mr.
regardless
Speed,
of overplay and whatever.
Beautiful. That's all I would say. I just wanted to make sure, hopefully you guys weren't letting that tarnish a great song.
No, it would have been that way anyway. So that's just something that,
Is it Dave or is it Scott? It's Scott, right?
Scott, we're doing number 8.
Me, I think. Number 8 with See You in Your Dreams, right?
Yep.
Against
Have a Drink.
Oh shit, this one's super easy for me. One of my favorite songs on Back in Black. And to me, I love See You in Your Dreams, but to me that's one of the weaker points on Rock and Roll Over. Nothing wrong with the song though. Gene's good on it, the solo's good on it, it's a good groove. But Have a Drink on Me, to me, is freaking fantastic. So that's one of those songs, man. To me, one of Bon Scott songs that was put on the album. Have a Drink on Me is mine for that one.
In addition to See You in Your Dreams on this album, didn't Gene have this on a solo album too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally different sound.
Yeah, completely different. I guess if I had to pick a version between those two, I'd probably pick this one, but Have a Drink on Me is a much, much stronger song in my opinion. It's always been one of my favorites off of Back in Black. Good party song. I've always enjoyed it, so that was an easy pick for me.
For me, I prefer Have a Drink on Me than See You in Your Dreams. It's just a better song to listen to.
Music Fan 108 is a seriously awesome viewer. Not that I'm agreeing with everything he's saying, just that he's hanging in here when nobody else will.
Hey, he's got his own YouTube channel. It's that name right there. You want to?
That's the name of the channel?
That's the name of the channel.
I'll be checking it out after the show, music fan.
But make sure you separate 108 from fan. It's music fan, one word, then 108's a little bit separated when you look them up on YouTube.
You mean a space?
Yeah, space between the N and the one.
That's the big long key, right?
It's not a little separated. It's a full space, or is it a half space?
Whose turn is it?
What good about that? Okay, I believe it's Down Under's turn.
Tom, did you pick one yet?
Yes, I picked Have a Drink on Me.
Okay. Dave.
Oh, well, I'll agree with the top row then. I think Have a Drink on Me is the better song. I actually prefer to See You in Your Dreams on Gene's solo album.
Whoa.
To the one I'm knocking all over.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm going with it.
There had to be one of you. It sold something.
I've got to be controversial with something.
But wait,
All right.
you did pick the AC/DC song, right?
I did.
Okay. Well, as far as the See You in Your Dream versions, the solo album has some interesting things about that version, but I think the rock and roll version is better. Have a Drink on Me is one of the great AC/DC songs. But when I'm listening, I'm telling you, I love See You in Your Dreams. That's my choice, you know, the way the whole goes, ba-da, you know, the party's over and baby's in the corner. She's not alone for the night. You know, see you, feel you in your dreams tonight.
Right. You were cutting out. How did that go? You were cutting out.
I was? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wish he was.
Do that again.
The whole thing or just the chorus?
Just the chorus.
See you, feel you in your dreams tonight. You know, that's my song. I love that song.
I definitely go with AC/DC after listening to Louis do it.
Okay, so music fan, speaking of unpaid advertisements, has now corrected it, saying it's actually a full word now. He used to have the 108 spaced with the big key with the from the word music fan, but he changed it now.
Okay.
Looks so much
Thanks for letting me know.
Yes.
I mean, I got him in my sub list so I can find it any time, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. Have a Drink on Me is, to me, not surprisingly, a good bar song. The first time I ever heard it is Ransom doing it. I think during quarters one night or something. But to me, it's just that. It's just a song to have on in the bar. It's not a bad song. And See You in Your Dreams. If it wouldn't be for Paul doing the echoing of the chorus on the second half of the song, Have a Drink on Me might have won. But that is such a cool back and forth that I've always loved the song because of that. So See You in Your Dreams wins it for me.
All right, 4-2, AC/DC.
Are you reading the comments there, Louis?
I am looking at him. Yeah, it was great. I want you to see that.
Your only fan is here congratulating you on being on a show.
Hey, I have 5
viewers.
fans. Don't.
All right.
Hey, Lewis has got more subscribers than we do, dude. So let's pipe down.
I'm just giving him shit.
That's okay.
All right. Number 9. Hard Luck Woman. Shake a Leg, right?
Yep.
I know there's a lot of people that love Hard Luck Woman. And I like the song, but Beth, I like better. Shake a Leg. Shake a Leg is pure power. I mean, it's just pure power. AC/DC. Phenomenal.
Which song? Which Kiss song did you like better than Hard Luck Woman?
Beth.
All right.
So I like Hard Luck Woman, but it's never been my favorite. It's my least favorite on this album.
Wow. Even worse than Making Love?
Yes. You know that. I've got to go with Shake a Leg, man. That is probably one of the hardest punching songs on this album. And it's Brian's vocals just phenomenal. Angus's leads fantastic. Just the pure rock power of that song. That's why, basically. And I like the song better. So there you go.
All right. You know, Scott, I will say this, with a few tweaks to your list, like doing the whole thing over, you'd be really close. Hard Luck Woman is one of my favorite songs off this album. And Shake a Leg can't even hold its space, in my opinion, against Hard Luck Woman. It's not a bad song, Shake a Leg, but like I said, I've always thought Hard Luck Woman was a terrific song, and that definitely got my vote.
To me, Hard Luck Woman is by far way, way, way better than Beth. Yes. For that reason, I'm picking Hard Luck Woman over AC/DC song because it's just, I like a break from hard rock and rock and roll on an album sometimes, and it balances out an album when you put in a soft song to me. So that's another reason why I pick Hard Luck Woman over that.
Okay. Down Under.
Yeah, this is easy. This is my second favorite song on the album, Hard Luck Woman. And Shake a Leg is, we may as well just go and shake a leg because it's got no chance. Hard Luck Woman by a mile over Beth. We'll find out when we do our other thing. But this is one of the best Kiss ballads of all time, so easily. Sorry, Scott.
Wow.
Louie.
Hey, Hard Luck Woman, Rock and Roll Over, like a great song, iconic in the world of Kiss fans. Unfortunately, never really got a radio airplay. I love the hell out of that song, especially that version. I never liked it. I didn't like the Alive 2 version. I don't like the Conventions version. I know that Rob has a different opinion. He thinks Paul's high falsetto voice in that song makes it better. I think it makes it worse. Peter sings it, nails it perfectly. But
what about Garth Brooks?
I don't like his version either. No. But Shake a Leg is in my top tier AC/DC songs. I love the hook. I love the riff. I love whatever. I can't do it in my mouth, but you know what I'm talking about when the song gets into the groove and everything.
She said.
So for this one, Shake a Leg is going to edge out Hard Luck Woman because it's one of my favorite all-time AC/DC songs.
That's one of your favorite AC/DC songs?
Oh, I love the hell out of that song. I crank that thing like a mother. Oh, okay. I just like to not self-promotion, but make a public service announcement or a what do you call that?
This guy to do with shaved ladies' parts again?
No, not this time. What's that word? FYI for your information.
Yeah.
That Australia is the only thing in the world that's a country and a continent at the same time.
This is true.
Watch out.
Okay.
Yeah, but you didn't know that.
I did not.
I did.
Now ask me if I care.
I think it's an interesting fact to know.
All right. Shake a Leg's a cool song. But Hard Luck Woman is just legendary. But I will say, including Music Fan and most of you, this isn't Hard Luck Woman versus Beth. It's not really fair to point out how shitty Beth is.
Who are you kidding?
Yeah, I go with Hard Luck Woman too. Peter Criss at his absolute finest. And to Scott's point, Ace's leads in Hard Luck Woman are so much better than the Angus's leads in Shake a Leg. Catch
Hey,
that?
do you find this funny?
Oh, shit.
Scott and I, the two biggest, pretty close to the biggest Kiss fans, and Rob also, were the only ones that picked AC/DC over Kiss for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you guys both have in common? You hate ballads.
No.
Well, I don't hate them all the time,
I mean,
you know.
I
I
love
should have
ballads.
agreed with the two of you, but then we'd all three been wrong. So
Scott
I
hates
love
good
ballads.
ballads.
All right.
Yeah.
Number
I
10,
agree
Scott.
with
This
the
is the one
final.
I've been looking forward to. This is the one that made me put these two albums together. So let's unveil. Where does that love lie, motherfucker, that made you run the gauntlet with them in the fucking challenge with that piece of shit song, Making Love? What
Yeah,
say
this
you
here-
on number 10?
This is the hardest one out of the whole damn thing right here. I mean, literally, this is the hardest one for me. And I love both of these songs. Just absolutely love both of these songs. To me, both of these songs are fucking just phenomenal from front to back. Oh, man. But I've got to go with Making Love.
God damn it, Scott. I'm going to
Yeah.
fucking find something that will dethrone that shit.
I love Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. That's one of their big songs, man, on the album that, you know, pretty much everybody knows. It's phenomenal. But Making Love is just fucking better. It's harder. It's the riff, the Paul's vocals, the lead, the drums at the end, man. It's just pure power. Probably pound for pound the heaviest song on Rock and Roll Over. And right there with I Want You, man. Making Love.
I feel
all right. Yeah, I know that when we did the episode where we pitted a few songs with the same names against each other, I selected Making Love a few times, but in the end, it wasn't my most popular. Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. I like the song. I do think, it's more of a slow rocker. It doesn't necessarily hold my interest all the time, but I still pick it over Making Love. So Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to pick Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution as well. Only because I don't like Making Love.
Yeah, that's what your girlfriend
Does your
said.
girl know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just double
For
checking.
For
She
sure.
ain't listening.
As long as she's on board with that decision.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Dave.
Dick.
I do like both songs, but I've got my man's back this time. I'm going with Making Love.
You had his back last time and you regretted it like 2 days
Thank
later.
you.
Yeah, I know. That was with something new. This is old. I'm not going to change my mind after all this
All
time.
right.
Making Love easily.
Lewis.
Well, as far as Dave goes, I kind of forgive him because I think I made the same mistake with a previous video.
Mhm.
We did not know how great Money was from The Warning until you really get used to it a couple of times around and you learn it's a terrific song.
You're welcome.
For this case, I'm going to say Making Love all the way because I never liked Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. That's not the song I would say. If nobody ever heard, there's got to be somebody in the world that's never heard AC/DC, I would not say, listen to this song and tell me what you think. That's not the song of choice I would give somebody. But for Kiss Making Love, the average person that never heard it, I
Whoa,
definitely.
whoa. You wouldn't use Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution to introduce AC/DC to somebody?
Nope, not me.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's strong, man.
Yeah.
Okay. No secret, I am not a Making Love fan. Insert joke here. That being said, I
That's
do
what she
like
said.
I do, yeah. I do like the live version on Alive 2 because of the restructured chorus. But Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution is fucking phenomenal. And one of the AC/DC songs you don't hear enough, with just the mass barrage of overplayed AC/DC songs. This is not one of them, at least not in my neck of the woods, not on Hair Nation, on Sirius XM. It's just never been one you overhear, and I don't understand because I don't have the list in front of me, but of all their big hits, this one's up there for me. So this, regardless of my distaste for Making Love, it would have been hard to dethrone Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution for me. I like that slow to mid-tempo hard rocking thing, and I love the guitar riff through this thing. So I'm good.
That's 3 and 3.
Yep.
Okay, right, man.
Yeah. So the
I knew-
overall, I mean, out of 10 tracks, there were 2 3-3 ties, and 5 out of the remaining 8 had more votes for the Kiss song than the AC/DC song. So overall, Kiss won 5-3.
But you know what? That's fine. But
Right.
if you,
I get it.
and that's the unfairness of the track to track, because you'd have to be an idiot to say Back in Black is not the stronger album. There's way more iconic songs on it, at least for me, in my opinion. And I guess I'll start this then, the wrap up for my take on it. I love Kiss, obviously my favorite band ever. Rock and Roll Over is a mid-range album for me, and I'm not a big AC/DC fan at all, but Jesus Christ, You Shook Me All Night Long, Back in Black, Hell's Bells, Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, Have a Drink. I mean, these are all fucking household name songs. And then you look at Rock and Roll Over and you got I Want You, maybe Hard Luck Woman, and that's it. I mean, for non-serious Kiss fans, maybe Dr. Love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Love was
But
was
even
a
saying
tough.
how great I Want You is, it's nowhere near as well known as Back in Black or
No.
Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution or You Shook Me All Night Long. I mean, Hell's Bells. It's just, to me, it pains me to say it, but Back in Black just destroys Rock and Roll Over as a complete album. It just does for me.
Mm.
Well, commercially, yeah, and that's, but
And that's
Rock
my
and Roll
point.
Over.
That's my point. I mean, what I prefer to listen to, obviously, I only took 3 AC/DC songs to win. I would
Right.
obviously listen to Rock and Roll over Back in Black on a daily basis because I like the Kiss sound more than AC/DC, but I'm being unbiased. It is head and shoulders above Rock and Roll Over if you look at the strength of the hit songs, the number of the hit songs, and of course the album sales, which doesn't factor in our personal opinion. But I would have to say my preference is to listen to Rock and Roll Over, but the better album overall is Back in Black. Because on Rock and Roll Over, I would be skipping, no offense, Scott, Dr. Love, Ladies Room, probably Baby Driver, Hard Luck Woman, and Making Love. So it's a horse apiece when you look at what would I listen to if it was on, if I had the option of a skip button. It'd be about the same between the two albums.
Yeah, and Rock and Roll Over, man, is one of my favorite Kiss albums, man.
Right.
I mean, yeah, dude, it's up there. Very 1, 2, 3. It's always been up in the top 2 or 3. It ain't never failed below that. And I knew this was going to be a fucking AC/DC Back in Black's one of my favorite AC/DC albums too.
So which one do you think is the better album for your own personal reasons?
The better album from front to back, in my opinion, would be Back in Black. I mean, but not by much. That's my personal opinion.
It's not like it blows it out of the water.
No. Because it's a stellar album. That's why that's why the track by track's interesting to me. You know, you never know what's going to go against what, and that's what makes it, you know, it was hell on a couple of these.
Yeah.
Really, really hard. Really hard. That's how good the songs were, in my opinion. And that's what makes it tough for me, man. These are two great albums.
So we got two Back in Blacks. Darren?
You know, for me individually, it was like 6-4. I think I took 6 AC/DC songs and 4 of the Kiss songs. But like I showed, I mean, I do have it on vinyl. And for me, the only stuff I buy on vinyl is the stuff that I really like and I really want to listen to. And I don't own Back in Black.
Is that by choice or you just haven't come across it yet?
You know, I was just thinking about that. If it came up and it wasn't something, I mean, I don't know what the OG would go for, but I would probably buy it. The OG, if it's at a decent price, but even if it was a reissue, I'd buy it. It is obviously when you take a look at album sales, I mean, overall, the only thing that beats the album sales of AC/DC is Michael Jackson's Thriller. That's it. That's the only album that has sold more copies.
Yeah, but that's not even a rock album.
Right. Again, two different, I mean, yeah, it's pop versus rock. So it's hard for me to put Back in Black up there because of the album sales. And that's definitely not why I did it. I did have in my synopsis that I thought Back in Black overall was the stronger album.
Okay.
So
fair enough. 3 Back in Blacks. Tommy.
For me, listening to both these albums back to back, I feel as though Back in Black is a stronger album. Hit wise, obviously going to, looking up record sales like you guys have said. But I don't want to say the same thing about that. But to keep it short and simple, I just think overall the hits on it and everything else is it's better. Stronger album. Back in Black takes it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. And I was going to do Destroyer, but with Rock and Roll Party, that's 11 tracks. Because if you want to talk about well-known mega hits, Destroyer would be putting some serious fucking pressure on these well-known mega hits. Yeah. Dave.
Well, first of all, I want to take offense to Louis saying I wasn't a real Kiss fan, but
I said no.
What a long memory.
They are my number one band, so I'm not sure how I'm not a Kiss fan, but there you go. Anyway, when I did the battle, it ended up being 5 apiece, but I will say that Back in Black is the better album, but I'm not necessarily sure I'd listen to it more than I'd listen to Rock and Roll Over. So
see, that's just it.
I know it's hard. You can look at it two ways, and that's what I had to sway and surprisingly give it to Back in Black, because I'd rather listen to Rock and Roll Over. But if I have to be honest and say which is a stronger album, it's Back in Black.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, if it had been Creatures of the Night, we'd be having a different conversation.
Whole different discussion.
Because that's my favorite album. So,
Lewis, you are the only one standing in the way from the first clean sweep of the night.
Good, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Listen, as far as production goes and everything working, Back in Black is the superior album as far as that aspect goes. But for me, Back in Black has a few songs that I like better than what's on Rock and Roll Over. songs I like almost kind of the same, and songs I do not like at all that fall below Rock and Roll Over. Rock and Roll Over from beginning to end is consistency for me. It's, either I love it a lot or I like it enough that I like it enough, It's straight across the board for me. So I choose Rock and Roll Over as being the better album. It's just unfortunate that the sound quality is not as good as it could be. And that's what hampers people's opinions of the songs.
Louis like that
There we
uncle
have
you
it.
avoid at parties, isn't he?
Oh, I wanted to say, if I miscounted, Kiss got 29 votes total and AC/DC got 27 votes total.
So close, and not a one unanimous decision on the entire episode.
Nope.
No.
Wow.
But now I've got to do one more self-promotion. I must have said it like 10 times already, and I'm really upset you guys haven't listened to it yet. You've got to check out my Kiss Making Love and Flamin' Youth combo video. It's black screen, but you got to listen to them, man. That Making Love I did is so fucking awesome cool. It's better than Rock and Roll Over. It's better than Kiss Alive 2. It's better than just about anything in the world as far as Making Love the song goes. God damn it, fucking listen to it. It's easy to find. And I want you guys telling me how great it was in the next video.
Lewis,
I was
in
watching your
fairness,
video with
when you tell me that on here, I go right into an hour or two of post-production and uploading. I forget. Email me that message.
Okay, I will email that message.
And what was your count, Lewis? What did you have the total tally at?
Well, I might have miscounted. I did a rush count. I got 29 for Kiss and 27 for AC/DC.
So if you add 29 and 27, do you get 60? Because that's how many votes there should be.
Well, let me recount. Maybe I counted.
30, it's 32
I
to
had
28.
28.
Yes. It's
Okay.
32 to 28.
Oh, I forgot that 2x.
Okay, so what was the count?
32 to 28. Because his gorilla math didn't equal 60.
32 to 28 in favor of who?
Kiss.
Kiss.
Wow, really? I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. I thought it was way more AC/DC heavy.
So Kiss won the vote, but everyone said AC/DC's album was better. So.
See how that works? I mean,
Strong song.
The stronger songs.
It
get
is.
more votes.
And that's 6 people being honest, saying, look, I like these Kiss songs maybe better, but the AC/DC album is a better album. And you some people, well, how is that even possible? Well, because you got to look at what each album brings to the table.
Yes.
I just got to say this one thing. I put up a lot of Kiss content, and they're cool. They never block me or anything, or sometimes I have to separate the songs into individual tracks instead of all in one video. But I can't even put up 10 fucking seconds of an AC/DC song. I did a redo of the song, It's a Long Way to the Top, If You Want to Rock and Roll, where I bring that the bagpipes into the closing part, the way it is in the middle. And now I can't upload it. I tried doing the AC/DC live album to take out all the dead space in between the tracks to make it a more cohesive sounding album. They don't let me do it. So as far as
ELO is the same
fuck
way.
AC/DC with their goddamn fucking copyright.
Okay,
restrictions.
easy, Lewis, because it's the publisher owner that has the ixnay on the share A.
The
That's
Kiss
not
camp is more
necessarily the
friendly.
band, because I went on a tirade on my reaction channel. The first one, I spent an hour on this fucking video for ELO, and fucking immediately, the owner will not let you. I was like, you fucking cocksuckers made me waste all the, and I hated Jeff Lynne, and I found out he didn't own the rights to the song. So
Yeah, I know. It's SME owns AC/DC.
yeah.
I forget what that stands for. Like Sony.
Again, it's a long shake your head argument that I've had with myself. Who turns down free publicity? You're getting paid,
Exactly.
not me. All you got to do is what the other artists say. Hey, they'll allow you to use it, but they get the revenue. I have no problem with that. You're
that's
getting free publicity.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Everything
Whatever.
because the owner allows you to use this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hooray for Kiss. So they get my
Yeah.
vote for that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was interesting. Oh, we got one more comment here. Oh, he got a strike for uploading AC/DC. I never got a strike for it. Wow.
my channel got shut down for uploading Kiss.
And
Really?
I think the Eagles
Hell
is
yeah,
another
man.
one. The
Yeah,
Eagles
they
is
wiped me out.
don't allow it.
Oh,
All
Not
right,
that I would
well.
ever upload anything from the Eagles, but I've seen other people cry about it. So
well, they don't do strikes against you anymore if you upload something they're not that you can't. They'll just
No,
say,
they'll
"This is
tell
blocked,
you it's not going to be
does not
seen.
affect your
So.
channel." Yeah, no one but you can see this video, and it does not affect your channel.
That would have been fine for me. But I had
Yeah.
5 years of fucking videos,
And
man.
that was
They
fine
just
for me.
my ass out.
And that was fine for me to an extent, but when you're doing a reaction channel and you 6-7 minute video, okay, but then you got the thumbnail and the upload and the splicing and everything an hour later of your fucking time just to say nope, no one's going to see it.
Well,
Yeah,
what
that's a
you
big
gotta do
reason
is-
why I shut that fucking channel down. I got sick and tired of that shit. I had to start resorting to spending 30 minutes uploading the song raw or the video just to see if it would get fucking blocked before I actually did a reaction. And then my reaction wasn't legit because I'd already fucking seen it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does take away the fire.
Yeah. Tom, did you know you're on mute?
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that was a good one. It went about the way I expected it to. I actually expected AC/DC to get, way higher marks considering Scott's a diehard and Dave's a native and Lewis is more into heavy stuff. I wasn't sure how Darren was going to swing. I figured Tommy would be way more Kiss heavy and he wasn't. That surprised me. So, yeah, that's the fun of this shit. You never know.
That's right. That's why I like it.
Darren,
yeah,
shut it.
next time.
All right. Until next time, everybody. Thanks for watching.